Hello, my Style Squad angels. What's up? Welcome back to my channel. And to anyone that is new here, hello, my name is Christy. I'm a personal stylist that helps women become their highest and best versions of themselves through style. I'm super happy to have you here. Today, I wanted to talk to all of you about 5 things you should consider before splurging on an item. Now, this is something that comes up frequently in my Style Squad group on Facebook. It comes up with my clients, and I thought it would be a really cool thing to talk to all of you about. Before I dive into this video, I just want to make a disclaimer that if you want to splurge on an item, all the power to you. If it speaks to you, if it's something you love, you don't need a reason to buy it at the end of the day. You don't have to listen to my advice or anyone else's. Your money is your property. You can do whatever with it that you please. But I'm going to talk about 5 things that I think are worthy of consideration, in my opinion, before you hand over your plastic or cash to purchase that beautiful piece. Why do you want the investment piece? Now, it's not because investment pieces are bad. I'm a big believer in getting investment pieces in your closet that suit you. However, the reason I recommend this question is because often with social media being such a huge beast that it is nowadays, and with media and advertising coming at us in all different directions all the time, so easy to get influenced into buying something that we may not have even liked beforehand, but because you see it all the time, it's constantly in front of your face, all of a sudden you start considering this thing that may not have been in your wheelhouse for consideration beforehand. This is not a bad thing because things can come to your attention that you are super excited about and really do fit your unique style. But there are times where people get convinced almost, if you will, that they need this bag because it's an it item, or they need this clothing item because it's a must-have, or XYZ person's talking about it, and you see it all over Instagram, and you see it all over Facebook, or you see it just everywhere in general. So it's worthy asking yourself why you want it, to see whether it's something you're being influenced into purchasing or whether it's something you genuinely want from the bottom of your heart. So just ask yourself if it's your style. I had personally gone through this because everyone talks about the Chanel flat bag, that you should have the black, and how valuable it is in your closet. That bag in particular in that color just doesn't do it for me. But for the longest time, I thought I had to have it and save the money for it. But when I'm honest with myself, I would prefer that bag in a different color or just a different style bag altogether. And I have to be okay with that because that suits my style better. So in that case, for me personally, it was good to examine why I felt the need to purchase something like that. And it took me a minute to realize that it was just because everyone was talking about the need to purchase it rather than me actually wanting it in the first place. Now, the second thing that I recommend considering is cost per wear, or how often you will wear the piece in question. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at something that is clothing or whether you're looking at an accessory item like a bag or shoes. Ask yourself how much you're genuinely going to want to wear it. If this is something that you're going to wear for one occasion or like the odd occasion here and there, sometimes the investment piece isn't necessarily worth it to have all that money go into one particular piece to just have it sit in your closet and collect dust afterwards. In that case, oftentimes it's better to find a dupe, or you can find a look for less option that will have a better cost per wear value rather than putting all of your eggs in one basket to something you're only going to wear and rock a few times. On the other hand, if you have something in front of you that you really love and you know you are going to wear it an obnoxious amount, then your dollar is totally worth it. The cost per wear is going to be so low because you're going to wear it so much all the time. I know for me, an example is that I had invested in a pair of gold Prada heels, and I had eyed these textured gold heels for months and months and months. I kept tossing and turning over whether I wanted to buy them, how much I was going to wear them, and I was really giving it some thought, even though I was absolutely obsessed with these shoes. And to this day, it is one of the best investment luxury pieces I've purchased because I wear them like so much I've lost track of the amount of times that I wear them. I'm sure you've seen them in my videos more times than you can count as well. And that's just to me because it acts like a neutral for me. In that scenario, the cost per wear was incredible. And now it's super low because I am wearing them all the time. If you're not sure how much you will wear something, try and take a minute and really think about the outfits that it will go with. How many outfits can you come up with in your closet that that piece you're considering will go with? Right? Think about the outfits. Think of the accessories. How are you going to put that look together with this piece you're considering? You know, if you can come up with multiples and multiples and multiples of looks and they feel fabulous and you know you're going to wear it and you're going to feel comfortable and confident while doing it, babe, you've probably got a winner there. You know the texture, fabric, and color you want for the piece you're looking at. This one especially comes in handy for handbags and shoes, but I do think this is worthwhile asking with clothing as well. If you're looking at something that's more of an investment piece, you really want to examine especially the textures and fabrics you're getting things in. So for example, there are handbags out there and shoes even that come in really smooth glossy leathers, they're in patent leathers, they're in lambskins, things that don't have a lot of texture to them. And while they look sensational, and I love them too, you have to think about the fact that if something happens to that leather, for example, any scuff or stain is going to show and you will be able to see it clear as day on a surface such as that. Whereas if you are getting a textured leather, again, whether it's on a shoe or a handbag, the texture is going to camouflage anything that may happen to that piece through wear and tear. So it may camouflage some scuffs, it may camouflage little stains or something that may happen to it. And it may kind of camouflage the wear and tear in general of the item a little bit better than something that has a smooth texture or finish to it. And the same goes for clothing. You know, if you're wearing something that's a silk, for example, and you want to invest in that, that's beautiful. But ask yourself, number one, are you going to be so scared to wear it that you don't? And are you going to be destroyed if something happens to that you can't replace it? Right? Like these are just things not to deter you from purchasing it, but just things to consider that, I mean, life happens, right? Spills happen, scuffs and marks happen. They just happen, right? You want to be able to go about your day doing your thing and not be petrified of having something rub up against you or dropping something or spilling something, right? And then in terms of color, same thing goes. If you're getting something that's a little bit of a darker color like navies, camels, black, some of the darker grays, obviously that will camouflage a lot of scuffs and marking a little bit better, whereas if you're wearing light pastel colors, creams, things of that nature, obviously marks, scuffs, or anything that may happen to your garment or accessory will obviously show a little bit more. Have you saved for this item? Now, this may seem like a no-brainer, and people are always going to have, you know, differing opinions on this. Stay within a budget or spend what you have, because there's nothing worse than stressing about what you've bought and then getting buyer's remorse that will take away from your experience of buying something special for yourself. I always recommend to save your dollars and to purchase something with what you have rather than put it on credit. And it doesn't mean that you can't do that, but just ask yourself, if you're going to put that investment piece on credit instead, if that monthly payment is a plan that you have and you know that that money's going to become available to you every single month as you pay it off and that you'll feel okay with paying it off. Or is that monthly payment or payment plan that you've decided going to stress you out and you don't actually know how you're going to be able to pay for that piece? Say this knowing that everyone has different opinions on money and that it's totally fine if you want to pay something off slowly. It is your prerogative. When I bought my very first Louis Vuitton handbag, I really saved for it and I felt so good going into that store knowing that I paid for it in full and wasn't going to have some credit card bill that was going to come in and stress me out afterwards as a result. Again, personal preference, you have to do whatever feels right to you. Does this piece excite you? Now, this may seem like a no-brainer, but to me, again, fashion should be fun. This is a form of art that you get to wear, that is a form of expression in terms of who you are. So I really think that your pieces should bring excitement to you. Does it help you shift into feeling like a better version of yourself? Do you feel amazing when wearing this item, whatever it may be? Do these shoes make you feel fabulous? Does that handbag make you feel high vibe? Does that clothing help you stand a little taller and fit your body like a glove? Those things should all be ticked off, because otherwise, why invest in something? And if that piece excites you now, ask yourself if it will still excite you in 5 to 10 years from now, because ideally you will have things when you've invested in them that will have years and years and years of wear ahead of them. And you want to be able to have that special feeling that still makes you shift into a happier version and just makes you excited to bring that piece out in your closet every single time. Hey, my angels, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If any of you are interested in learning how to create a personal style that works for you, my online course showing you how to create a personal style that you love, that also has access to me as a stylist to help you with this makeover process, is currently open for registration until Wednesday next week only, and then it is closed entirely for the year. So if you are interested in that, I will link it down below for you guys to check out. And other than that, my angels, I love you to the moon and back, and I will see you again very soon. Mwah. Bye, guys.